Controversial ENT in the building, guys. I ain't done a video in a minute, but you best believe I'm back with another one, all right? Conor BENN, Conor BENN, Conor BENN. I will not let you lie to the public about what's really going on. So, guys, I'm going to expose everything about what's really going on with Conor BENN and his father. Yes, they have been exposed. Yes, they are lying to you. Here is the proof. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. All right? Guys that are not in the sports world struggle to understand some of this. Guys that do professional sports, oh, they know Conor Benn's cheating. All right? Without a shadow of a doubt, Conor BENN is third-degree cheating. Let me make that very clear. Yeah? Now, let me tell you lot how. Open your ears now. Conor BENN fell victim to this. Conor, if you take this, you're clear. You're clear. You're clear. Conor thought he was all clear, guys. He made a mistake. And a costly one at that. Well, I don't know, but we'll find out. Let's break it down. Listen, what is the drug that Conor BENN has been busted for? I repeat, busted for, because he is absolutely busted for taking this drug. Clomiphene. Clomiphene. Yeah? Also known as Clomid. Spell Clomiphene. Now, you guys might not know what that drug does. Let me tell you lot what that drug does, yeah? Don't let this guy lie to you lot. In UFC, there was a fighter called, I don't know if it's UFC or one of the mixed martial arts. There was a fighter called Alistair Overeem, yeah? This guy looks like a monster, all right? At his peak, he was destroying guys in his highlight reels. Literally destroying guys in his highlight reels. It came out that this guy had the testosterone level of something like, and I could be wrong with my statistic, he had the testosterone level of about 3 men. Something along those lines. I read an article that had said Alistair Overeem had a testosterone level of about 2.5 to 3 men. When you are fighting a man with that much testosterone, the likelihood of you winning is almost zero. He is pumped. He is jacked up with testosterone. Do you realize that a lion or a gorilla has an amount of testosterone that far exceeds that of a human being? Why do you think you can't win in a fight against a savage animal like that? Not just because they've got claws and fangs, but because the testosterone level that they carry far exceeds yours. The strength that they have far exceeds yours. Conor BENN went and copped himself clomiphene. He got busted for clomiphene in his system. What is clomiphene, you might wonder? What is it? I'll tell you what it is. When you train as a professional athlete and you take substances, drugs, illegal, performance enhancement drugs, yeah? It comes in packages. We call it cocktails. And you take it in cycles. Clomiphene is not something you're going to take solo. You don't take it on its own. You don't take it solo, especially not a boxer. A boxer would never take clomiphene solo. No way. It comes as part of a package that we call cocktails. So knowing that Conor BENN got busted for clomiphene tells you instantly that he was taking more than just clomiphene. Because as I told you, it is part of a PED that is found in a cycle that's taken at the end of the cycle. Close to the end of the cycle. Meaning Conor was taking other drugs with clomiphene. Facts. I don't need VADA to tell me that. I'm a professional sportsman myself. Well, I won't say professional in the sense that you see me on TV. No, but I've played professional sports myself. I've played sports at a very high level. I know about this stuff. I've known about this stuff for years. I'm under no illusion. Conor BENN and his dad can't lie to me. They can lie to you though, but they can't lie to me about this nonsense. They can't lie. Most of the trainers in boxing know what time it is. They know what's going on. They're not going to tell you because some of them do that with their fighters. But they know what it means that Conor got busted with Clomid. They know exactly what that means. When you take clomiphene, what you're doing is you are tricking the mind, all right? It's testosterone production. What it does is it tells the brain basically that the body doesn't have enough of it. Produce more. And even if the body does have enough, there are blockers there. Blockers. Blockers within this drug. It blocks certain parts of the brain, certain receptors. The brain is a receiver. It blocks certain receptors in the brain from telling the brain that there's sufficient testosterone in the body, you don't need to make more. It blocks that. Therefore, the brain thinks, hold on, I haven't made enough of it. Guess what? I'm going to make more. And it consistently keeps telling the brain, you haven't produced enough. So what does that mean? It means Conor BENN is consistently being pumped with more testosterone. Now, he might turn around and say, it's not coming from outside sources because he's trying to fool you lot. You're using a drug that tricks the brain in producing more testosterone at levels that can be ridiculously high, guys. I repeat, levels that can be and have been ridiculously high. John Jones from, again, the mixed martial arts world and UFC was busted for the same drug. You do not take clomiphene alone. That's the point I want to raise, though. Because although he's taking the drug that's fooling his brain to producing more testosterone, more testosterone, more testosterone, more testosterone, he's taking it as part of a cocktail package. He's taking it in a cycle. Meaning he's taking other PEDs. Stuff like the ones that will improve your red blood cells so that you can capture more oxygen. Why? Because it's in a duration, longevity sport. He needs to be able to fight 12 rounds and keep his intensity at peak. There's a reason why he's focusing on testosterone. Another reason why people will take the drug clomiphene is because on the other cocktails that they're taking, because remember, cocktail can be made up of three drugs, 4, 2, 5. Yes, it can go high, guys. You don't believe me? Go see Gerald Big Baby Miller. What did he have in his cocktail? If he needs to resort to taking clomiphene, it means that he was taking other drugs, performance enhancement, that were blocking his natural testosterone production. Anytime a man has got a blockage in his natural testosterone production, it means he took some form of PED that gives him synthetic testosterone. For example, top of my head, there's a drug called SUS, popular to those who take these things. Sustanon, I believe it's called. If I recall, this drug has 2 to 3 synthetic testosterones within it. Synthetic. For synthetic testosterone to work, you must block off natural testosterone. You must. Otherwise, the two cannot work simultaneously. So you get the synthetic one that jacks you the hell up, pumps you the hell up. You turn Super Saiyan. You turn to a super soldier. You turn to a superhero action figure. But your natural testosterone levels are blocked. Then when you're done with that part of the cycle, what will happen is that testosterone that you took, that synthetic one, is going to start to aromatize, turn into estrogen, the female hormone in your body. It will turn into that. You are going to need a drug. You are going to need a drug to stop that from happening. And there's plenty of drugs out there to counterbalance that. But then once you do that, you're depleted of natural testosterone. So what do you do at that point? You need more testosterone. Of course, you can't keep taking that drug because the tests are going to bust you when they test you, right? Switch it up. Income. Clomid. Do you get it? Is it starting to make sense? Because it's making sense to me. So let me just get my thingy up, yeah? Income clomiphene. Now you take clomiphene. It blocks off certain parts of receptors in your brain, telling your brain that there's not enough testosterone in your body. Produce it. The brain starts to produce. It tells the body, because remember, the brain commands the body. It gives it signals, and the body starts operating based on what the brain has told it. The body will start producing testosterone. But guess what? You can keep doing. You can just keep it going. You can just keep it going and keep it going. And what do you think happens to you then? You will be jacked with testosterone. Not only did you get synthetic ones, but now you've gone and jacked yourself with natural testosterone production because you've overdosed it. You've put your brain on overdrive for testosterone production by fooling it and tricking it. And this guy's going to stand and tell you, I've not cheated, I'm a clean athlete, I'm this, I'm that. And why is he confident enough to tell you that, guys? Because you see, UCAD, the British testing agency, I believe they are, they don't bust people for certain designer steroids or designer performance enhancements. And that's what I'm going to jump on next. You see, depending on the cocktail package you got, you could have a designer brand, a designer level PEDs. Because there's low level PEDs that you can pick up in the gym, and then you got the designer ones. And why are they important, these designer brand PEDs? Because the way they're designed, they can be masked. They can be covered over. Masked, covered over. So when you are tested, what are the results? You're clear. You're masked so well and it's covered over so well, by the time you're tested, you're all clear. They're clear. Does that word not ring a bell? For those of you that remember track and field, those of you that remember Victor Conti, the creator of the drug, the clear, that was a designer drug back then, cleared all athletes back then that were administering it. It's not until science and technology leveled up and caught up that when the same samples are retested, maybe years later, maybe weeks later, maybe months later, that it popped up dirty. But at the time, it cleared all this tests. That's why they designer drugs, because they can clear testing. UCAD can't pick up this stuff. The designer drugs have got one up on UCAD. UCAD can't pick it up. VADA can pick it up. The minute residues, the little residues that are left, VADA can sometimes pick it up. Now, not 10 out of 10 times either, because if VADA didn't test you on time, yes, it will clear. But if VADA catch you on time, they will pick up the small residue. And that's what you look out for if you're a testing agency, the small residue. You're going to find it pumped up in a guy unless he's an idiot. You're going to find small residues of it in his system because he tried to clear it. Some try to flush it because they're designed in a way that it can be covered over, masked easily. This is exactly what Conor BENN has done. His dad knows it, Conor BENN knows it, his team know it. Now Conor's going to try and tell you, I don't know what happens, I just take what they give me in it. Whether you took it orally, whether you took it via injection, whether you took it via cream, I don't care what method in which you took it, you get paid millions of pounds to be responsible for what goes into your body. It is your responsibility, mate, to know what you are putting in your body. And it is your responsibility to have your team communicate with you properly. Now it all starts to make sense why Conor BENN's team was so confident in taking this fight with Chris Eubank. Why? Because Conor always gets tested by UCAD. UCAD will never catch designer drugs. Modern ones. UCAD will never catch it. Because remember, guys, the drugs are always ahead of the testing agencies. The testing agencies need to develop the science and technology to be able to detect the drugs. Usually that comes after. The only time UCADs will pick up drugs is if someone gets a drug that's not a designer drug. Low level, yeah, they'll pick it up. You went and got Decadurabolin, yeah, they'll pick it up. You went and got XYZ and you masked it right well, UCAD ain't picking up nothing. And this is why, if it was up to the boxers, they would never sign up with VADA. They would all sign up with USADA or UCAD because they don't pick up nothing. VADA will pick up. Now, I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true, you lot can find out or not, that Conor BENN at one point didn't want to register with VADA. Then he finally did, but there was a gap between him refusing and him registering. Now we're in a situation where Conor BENN's former opponents are questioning, did you beat me while enhanced? Now that he's been busted, they're questioning it. Are your victories over people like some of the guys he recently beat, they're asking if he was enhanced whether he beat me. And that's a legitimate question. Why am I jumping on this subject? Because you see, Conor's supposed to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr., a guy who is bringing down at a weight that Chris Eubank hasn't hit since he was a teenager. Not only that, he's told him too, not only are you going to feel slightly weakened on the night of the fight, but you cannot rehydrate to a weight that is comfortable for you. You got uh, is it an 8 pound limit? Something along those lines. He's limited rehydration and he has to dehydrate himself for the fight. Conor's coming up, so Conor's not going to lose any energy. He's not going to lose strength. Oh, it's a much bigger ask for Conor to come up than it is for Chris Eubank. No, it's not. If Chris Eubank is clean, it's not tough for Conor if he's taking, I don't know how much testosterone. How much more testosterone does he want to have in his body while he's training? Do you know when you're taking clomiphene, you're going to be breaking all personal bests in your training during training camp. Is this any surprise why Conor's been saying, "Oh, I've been killing it in training, fighting middleweights, super middleweights. I've been killing it in training, fighting heavy guys. You don't know how I walk around. You don't know. Oh, we know a lot now. We know a lot now because you've been busted." Now, I'm not saying the fight shouldn't go ahead. That's up to Chris Eubank Jr. really and truly. And I'll still watch it 100%. But the danger's definitely there. Senior's not talking rubbish when he's saying cancel this fight. Now you're understanding why Senior says what he says. The guy that sounds crazy starting to make a lot of sense. Because Junior could really get hurt in there. That's just the fact of life. He could. Conor is enhanced. Conor is enhanced. The guy is absolutely enhanced. He's jacked. And I don't mean guy in gym getting big. I'm talking drugged up with designer drugs, performance enhancements, 100%. He's jacked. He ain't the only one in boxing who does this, by the way. Let me just put that out there. Because a lot of fighters do the same. Wink, wink. But Chris Eubank Jr. still thinks he can take him. Regardless, we have to wait and see. Conor, stop lying. And guys, look out for this year. Whenever you hear any athlete in any sport say, "Oh, I took this because I was having fertility issues, fertility issues in my personal life with my missus," he's been taking clomiphene, 100% been taking clomiphene because it's a fertility drug. But if men use it, it has certain benefits, which is why it's banned. That's the whole point. Conor, you're a cheater. You are a cheater, and you know you're a cheater. That's why you said, "I've never tested, positively with UCAD." Of course you ain't. UCAD ain't picking up anything. You are a cheater. It's not a speculation. It is a fact. You are a cheater. 100%. You're a cheater. 100%. There's no doubt about it. It's not a questionable thing. Conor has cheated because he feels he needs it to bridge the gap against Eubank. He's cheated. That's it. Controversial ENT, guys. I'm out. Peace out.